Good morning. I'm Lylah Sparks with your special edition Local Ladle. I have with me this morning Damon and Robyn Watson with Watson Farms and their meat market. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm so glad to have y'all on Local Ladle. We've been anxious to talk to y'all. You have a lot going on, your family business, and we went to Council Hill to the meat processing plant this morning and we took a tour of that. And I'm just anxious to ask you some questions about how this evolved.
You bet. Thank you for having us. You bet.
I saw on your website that you've been cattle ranching for 4 generations.
Yes. Yeah. They're at Council Hill. My dad, he's still, he and I are still involved in farming the cattle. He's still involved in the farming. And then my grandpa and my great grandpa were both right there. Yes. You bet.
All there at Council Hill.
It's me.
So how did the processing plant come about?
It's just always been a dream of mine. I've always been intrigued by it. When Robyn and I first got married, my mom had a beauty shop. It was an old dairy barn. We'd like to put one in there. Most time financially we couldn't, and just what it would take to do it, we couldn't get it done. So about 10 years later, we thought about it again, and then when COVID hit, it was finally the right time. Financially, we was able to do it. They had some grant money out that we was able to tap into and get a little bit of, and so it just worked out to where we was finally everything aligned to where it came to we could do it. You bet.
Well, speaking about the pandemic, I mean, it came at a great time as far as, all the rural people, they were having problems getting cattle in and couldn't, and you call a place and they'd say, come see us in 2 years.
Yes.
And then y'all opened up and it's kind of like they took a burden off.
Before we opened up, we was probably, I don't remember, 6 to 8 months out booked before we even opened, before we'd already killed the beef. So yeah, it was, the timing was right. Like I said, the pandemic was rife in a lot of ways as far as the agriculture side of it. But it did help turn people to looking more locally and more locally sourced, more locally processed foods, and anywhere from country people to the city people, it kind of opened people's eyes how important it is to support the small farmer rancher, the small processing plant, the smaller stuff.
Well, and also know exactly what's getting done with their meat.
Yes, you
bet. How it's being taken care of. And
from start to finish, yes, know where it's at, where it's handled, how it's fed. I mean, there's people that go from your typical grain fed, but we have people that do non-GMO. We have people that do grass fed. So it don't matter what option you want, we can get you in touch with the producer to get any type of meat you want. Yes, you bet.
Well, I know that as I have driven by there's all these different things. You drive by one time and something's going on with this part of the building. You drive by another time and something's going on with the cooler being moved. And so there's anytime you've driven by since you've opened, it seems like there's always something else getting added on, or you're expanding.
In the 3 years, it's been nonstop growth, and that's good, but it's been a lot.
Growing pains.
Yes, and then just like with the Council Hill right now, we're adding on several thousand square feet to the back. That part will be just retail processing for our stores, for all the restaurants we supply, for another contract we have. We're adding a smoker for smoked meats. We're going to be doing summer sausage, snack sticks, jerky, all that type of stuff out of there. And then at Shakota, we've been open there for 2 years now, but we opened the full restaurant like we had in Muskogee, and as soon as it opened, we realized it was way too small, so we're adding on a dining room and stuff there now. So, yeah, it's been a good problem, but it's definitely been a lot to keep up with.
Well, I grew up in a time where almost every grocery store had a butcher.
Yeah.
And there's not that many what I call a grocery store left. So how do you come up with butcher? That's kind of a lost art.
It is 100%. We got really lucky. We have a gentleman that at our Shakota store that had been a butcher for years. So basically, you start with a few, and you use those to train your younger and newer guys. And that's what we've had to do because, and we did actually hire a gentleman here in Muskogee that he's been a butcher for years. And so they are out there, but they're very far and few. Yes.
Just got to get the right one.
You got to get the right one and finding the right one. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Well, so you feel the need for people needing to get their, not just cattle, but other animals processed. And then everybody likes good food. But I mean, y'all do everything. How did all of that come about? Where did that come from?
Well, we started the processing. We knew it would do good. We had always had intentions of being an inspected facility and selling meat, out the little front there at Council Hill. And so once we got our inspection, we opened a little storefront at Council Hill, and we bought a little trailer and started going to farmers markets. And it just took off. We would have crazy busy Saturdays, people driving to Council Hill to buy meat. So we decided to open the store in Shakota, and it went over really well. And we would do a little bit of different lunch specials, nothing with barbecue. And then we went ahead and opened the store in Muskogee, the meat market. And I had a cousin that had a smoker, Southern Crack smoker, and I ended up buying it, thought we would sell smoked meats out front. And we started doing a lunch special, and it took off. And then we went to a full lunch menu and then dinner. So it just kind of evolved. I mean, and then now the caterings, and the kids do multiple caterings a week. And we just kind of followed what was working, but the community's been great. The city of Muskogee, the Shakota people, they supported us, and all in outside areas. I mean, it's just, we get people from a little bit everywhere. Especially like Shakota, we get a lot of Norman, Oklahoma City people coming from the lake, that use us, buy meat, take bags. So we get a lot of people that order half those and quarters.
Lots of word of mouth.
Well, lots of word.
And Facebook. I like seeing on Facebook the lunch special, but we're headquartered in Milwaukee.
Yes.
And so unless you can find a reason to drive that way, we don't get to drive.
Yes. Facebook's been a huge, yes, the social media side of it. You bet.
And it must feel great to have your whole family involved.
Yes, it is.
Lots of kids don't want to, you can find a spouse and make a good partner, but sometimes your kids have other dreams. And so it's nice to see that kids are heavily involved.
Well, and that's the good thing with agriculture. We grew up working as a family, from the farming to the cattle to showing. The kids showed pigs, so they had a good work ethic going into it, and we couldn't do it without them. I mean, there's no way. Of course, Robyn and I wouldn't have grown it like we have if it wasn't for them, but we couldn't do it without them either. Dylan, he runs the plant. I hardly even go in there. Grace her husband Gabe, manage and take care of this place, and they do it. Gracie takes care of all the caterings. That's her responsibility. So Robyn and I are out of that part of it. We truly don't really deal with that at all. You bet.
Well, it's such a wonderful deal, and everybody brags about everything that's going on. And so what do you see in the future?
So we got the steakhouse in the process of down here in Muskogee. We're finishing that up. It's taking longer just because we've been so busy with the other locations, trying to keep playing catch up with them, and they're more important right now because they're open and running. But we plan to have that open probably this fall, hoping this fall. That's kind of the plan now. And then there's another location we would like to be at, but I told the kids after that it was up to them, because that's
Capped out.
Yes, you bet.
Well, I'll just say that from an economic development standpoint, your rural, your businesses rural, and that just, I think that everything Watson Farms has produced for everybody to enjoy should be, easily recognizable to even the youngest person that may be in school, that you don't have to leave to have a career, to have a business of your own. You can dream it, you can do it. And especially with rural people.
Yes, and just a good work ethic. That's what kids these days need to understand. Just a good work ethic is worth a lot nowadays. They show up, work hard, they're going to make something somewhere, whether they decide to go off and do something on their own or they work up in that business. Just finding that good work ethic is very important.
Well, when I went to the processing plant, there's several people that work there every day.
Oh, yeah.
And, think of where they might have had to go to work to drive, and then they're just right there at the home.
We got, I think, total 35, 3 or 5.
Close to God, yeah.
35 employees total now is what we've got. But yeah, Clayton actually lives in the house next door.
Oh.
He came and wanted a job when we started building it. So he actually helped building that when we started building it.
He's a killer.
And
Yeah.
he actually manages and runs the kill floor now. And we got several that's been there since right at the start. Ashley works up front. You know, she does an amazing job. She's been with us for years. She takes care of the front office part. Dylan takes care of more of the back. Ashley takes care of that front. I mean, that's her baby. And you would think it was hers. I mean, she treats it like it is. Yeah. So we got some great employees. We sure do. So all over.
Well, I just want you to know how excited I am for you and your whole family. And I had cattle butchered. I'm impressed.
Thank you.
And I like the way it's packaged and it's clean and the label on it. It's top notch. I've bought something and eaten at every location. So I'm not just telling you. I mean, I appreciate what y'all have brought to our little community.
Well, and it don't matter the plant, if it's custom, if it's inspected, that meat is packaged just like we would package a nursery one. So if you're just processing it for you to take home beef for your family, it's trimmed and cut just like it would be in our case. And that they take pride in it. But I appreciate that.
Well, I appreciate y'all coming on today, and I'm excited about seeing the Chop House restaurant.
You bet.
And whatever comes in the future for Watson Farm. I appreciate it very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching this special edition of Local Ladle. And if you know of a rural business that we should highlight on the show, please give us a call. Thank you.